This is a project that we had to create a CG pedal with giving it life. This particular shot had no reference by the director, just kind of like one photograph of the shot that it comes into, and so this is the introduction of this pedal. It's kind of an important part of the scene, and we had to give this pedal life. Now the question is, how do you give a pedal that doesn't have any muscles life? And we didn't want the character to be cartoonish, so you had to work in physics, effectively, with the possibility of, the pedal would spin and lift itself up and kind of float down and deal with wind and all that kind of stuff. It was kind of interesting because it was interesting because we had to deal with a lot of things to make it look real, but at the same time give it a life of its own, and some subtlety and some softness. This play that's coming up between the character and of the pedal and the various characters in the film, shows the motivational aspect of the pedal. It was very important for the director because the pedal is kind of like a precursor to it's an important part of the story. So giving this pedal a developing life in terms of motivation. And the pedal turns into millions of pedals, and these were difficult shots because there were no reference points, and the camera was kind of free-floating and a little crazy, and you had to stabilize the whole thing, but there's no points of reference to...
This is for a movie called Aladdin, and this is a big wide-angle crane shot, of which most of this stuff is all matte paintings. Just the stuff that's coming up on the right now is set photography, the stuff in the background, as well as matte painting. And the shot wasn't this steppy, obviously, in film, in projection. I think it's due to the conversion. Anyways, so it's just a big giant matte painting, and then a hookup to live photography. It's a 15-inch or 12 millimeter lens, I think, that they were using. It was quite a difficult shot to. Then this shot is all blue screen. The trucks are real, the people are real, and everything else is matte painting. And the sequence was just kind of fun, pretty straightforward. Again, this is another big giant blue screen photography. It was just all matte painting in the background, and the bridge that they're on is set, and obviously the people, but everything else. The compression looks pretty bad here. It was a fun shoot. It took a long time. Difficult actors. This next scene coming up here was again all blue screen. There was some set stuff with the rocks, of course. The splinters weren't real. Then as soon as you do this big pull-up, it's all CG in the background here. It's all CG, and this big matte painting and that kind of stuff. The physics of the dust particles in this next shot, apart from the compression, you might not be able to tell. The reality had to be sacrificed for the storytelling. It sort of looks like steam here, whereas really they'd be falling down instead of rising up. But creative license on the part of the director. And then this next stuff, shooting all this stuff, was difficult with Mr. Bachchan because he's an older gentleman, and so we had to feign, obviously, camera motions instead of doing some types of motion with the actual person, the actual actor. So we do some camera fakes and kind of a pastiche of stuff.